Let's go.
All right, we are there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's it going today, Michael?
Going good in the good old state of Arizona, where it is getting too hot to be here, unfortunately. Today we have some big plans, though. Is that right, Jason?
That's right. So in our marketing emails, we're going to talk about forms. So we've talked about forms, and it's been a while. And forms are usually one of those things that can be tricky. And if you're an Adobe user, you're probably pretty familiar with them. And we've all hopefully filled out a form before. But in the review world, it's meant something special because in order to do stuff with forms, you have to have Revu Extreme. So I'll go ahead and pull this up, move some windows around. So here I'm in the web browser of Revu. And here we have our feature comparison, standard, CAD, and extreme. So this is what you're all familiar with, hopefully. And you can always figure out what version you have by going up to the top left corner, going to Review, and then About. And then it will tell you if you are in Revu Extreme or CAD or Standard, and if you have the latest version of 20.2.70.
I still haven't downloaded the latest version. I digress.
I could open up Enterprise and tell you exactly what version you had. That's been kind of a fun thing to do as well. But we look at the comparison. This is all on the Bluebeam website. We go down to automatic form creation to convert PDFs into forms. This is an extreme only feature for now.
For now, dun, dun, dun.
What does that mean? Oh, what's this other window? Oh, what is this? Wait, where was it? Where was it? Automatic form creation. I saw this on here somewhere.
You lost it.
Oh, it's in here. Let me just go real fast. How's this for a teaser for you, Doug? No, it's not under measurements. Studio? No. Oh, things are changing, boys and girls, and everybody out there. So where is it? One-click PDF. This is the part I didn't
You do
have.
Control F.
I could. This is more fun, for me at least.
We'll have to scroll through all this anyways.
Right? Does Control F work in the web browser?
Not in this one.
Alt F?
You do probably search, maybe? It's fine. Well, let's go up.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
So
we didn't advertise this time because some folks we didn't know if we're going to be able to do this, what we're going to be doing today. We found this on the website. Well, Mr. Hartley found this on the interwebs. So we're going to talk about it. That's what we are here to do, to let everyone know about things coming out. And let's talk about it, Jason.
So as I mentioned over here, standard CAD Extreme. That's what we have currently. So if you have perpetual licenses, you have standard CAD or Extreme. And we've been suggesting at Bluebeam's advisement to help all of you get up to speed with your Revu 20 and active maintenance.
Yep.
That is incredibly, incredibly vital. I can't
You should probably say that again.
Make sure that you are on Revu 20. So again, go up here, go to About. As long as it says 20 up here, doesn't matter if it's 2.50 or 2.60. As long as it says 20, you're in good shape, right? If you have 19 or older, you are in the end of life phase, right? So let's go back to this. You can just Google search Bluebeam EOL or not. You really have to go to Google? I thought there was a search.
You have to go to Google. I was going to be blown away that you could do that because I'm pretty sure you have to do this. Yeah.
Review for Mac. That's not it. Here we go. Revu end of life announcement. We've talked about this a few times. I'm going to put this link in the chat. Share this with your IT folks because we have a lot of calls here. Right. So here being ATG, we are an Autodesk Platinum partner. We are a Bluebeam Platinum partner. We service a lot of firms across the country for their Bluebeam needs. And a lot of customers that we have still aren't on 20. Some are still using 12. I've even seen a 08 recently.
You've seen an 08?
Yeah. Like
I have not seen an 08.
Last week, there's somebody still using 08, right? So what does this mean? If you are on 19 or below, the software is going to stop working, right? Users with open or enterprise licenses will lose all access, right? Things are going to change. Why are we telling you this?
This is for 19 and below, right?
Right. For 19 and below.
For now.
For now. So I put this link in the chat. There's a lot of information in here about what this is going to do, right? All the old stuff is going to die. And what does that mean by dying? You can no longer move that license. So let's say you've got a computer running 19, and that's fine. You're not going to upgrade it. But if that computer dies, that license is toast. You can't re-register it. You can't unregister it. But the bigger deal is that all of these versions will lose access to Studio, right? You all should be using Studio and loving Studio and all that other stuff.
So come 2023 in March, you will no longer have access to Studio. If you unregister your license or your computer dies and you can't get to that license, you won't be supported by Bluebeam. And we still will offer support for older licenses, but we can only offer support to our fullest capacity in terms of there's an issue or something. If there's a bug fix that needs to happen, we can't help you. That's on Bluebeam's end. So just be aware of that. So come end of life, right? We've talked about this before. This is for review 19 and below currently, right? Would you say?
Yeah. And I'm not finding the actual page I was looking for because there's a terminology that Bluebeam uses for this end of life. And they say something to the effect of they cannot guarantee all features will work after this end of life date, right? So March 21st, 2023, less than a year away, things are going to change. All your Studio access will be gone. So if you've got stuff on there, start thinking about how you're going to back it up or how you're going to migrate it if you plan to let those licenses die. That being the keyword. If you do nothing between now and then, these licenses are dead, right? Which sucks. I know. We hear it all the time. Well, I paid for it. It was said it was perpetual. How come I can't use it anymore? I mean, I've got probably a Windows 95 disk somewhere in my closet that doesn't work either. And that was a perpetual, right? My new computer doesn't even have a disk drive, right? So these are things that are just changing with technology. It's not a bad move. It's not a shady move. It's just how we deal with things with technology. And this is a choice that Bluebeam has made to move
become
to
a full SaaS. Yeah, full SaaS-based company. Yeah.
To make things better for all of us. And when I say make things better, holy cow, there's some cool stuff coming out, right?
I would agree 100%.
I'll be able to pull up Bluebeam on my iPhone and have all my tools and have all my stuff right there with one login, right?
And in the web-based, so you don't even need the license installed. You could be on a URL, you sign in with your single sign-on, and you're able to mark up, punch list, review, any of those items. Lightly markup. Let me kind of give you some quotations there.
Right.
Because if you want to fully mark up, you're going to be in review. But lightly markup in a web-based app or on your iOS device, you will be able to. I have it on my phone already. We've had it on my phone prior to this. It was known as something else. And we'll start talking about some of these packages as we go through back to the other page. But if we take note here, end of life has been announced for review 19 and below. There's only one left of perpetual license, which is review 20. So come July, they're going to be releasing their single sign-on cloud-based solution. It's still review, and other things will come with it, though, and that will come July.
And Jill asked, nothing for Android users? No. This is for everybody with an internet access, right? Yeah. Android, Mac, Chrome, doesn't matter, right? We're going to be able to log in from anywhere using that Bluebeam Cloud subscription. There's still the desktop version of Review. Let's not forget that. There's still a desktop version, but on the cloud, we're going to be able to do some other things. Depending on your subscription level, we'll tell you what tools you can have access to. Now, we'll dive more into this when Review 21 comes out, Review Super Ultra Mega, in less than a month. How's that for a teaser? In less than a month, we'll be looking at Review 21, and we'll dive into it deeper on launch day. But the reason that I kind of showed you this today is because we're supposed to talk about forms. And forms is an Extreme only feature. But soon, everybody's going to get access to forms, right? So things are going to change. This doesn't just apply to Extreme people anymore. And yeah, Jolie, every time I say Extreme, I think about that call you shared with me. So there's that.
I want to know more about the advanced reporting on markups.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we're excited to take a look at, but now's the time. If you open up Review, again, go up to Review, go to About. If that says 19 or less than 20, talk to your IT folks. Say, hey, what are we going to do? You know, what's the plan for this? Because your best path,
the recommended best path,
I cannot highlight this enough. Your best path is to be on Review 20 with active maintenance by the end of the month. How's that? That's not, I can't get any more blunt than that. If you do not have active maintenance now, it's going to cost you money, right? It no longer does the whole delayed maintenance. Before, like if you were on Review 15, let's say, and you say, I want to go to 20, you had to pay the maintenance for 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 and all that time that you waited. That's no longer the case. Now you have to upgrade, right? So you pay the upgrade, let's say it's $250 your license, and then you add the maintenance on top of that. That's what you're going to want to do. And yes, this will cost you money today or this month or in the next 2 months.
Well, it may change in 2 months, but yeah.
But down the road, you're going to be like a year from now and be like, you know what? That was really nice of Jason to give me the heads up. Because between Jason and Michael and everybody else, they saved us a ton of money. And I'll just leave it at that. So with that.
So your suggestion and Bluebeam's suggestion, so we're all clear and concise with this, is to be on active maintenance prior to the release of 21.
Yes.
And that's what we here are strongly suggesting. And if you want to get more info, maybe what the future looks like, feel free to schedule a call with either Jason or myself here at A2G. We'd be more than happy to take this off of live stream and have a one-on-one conversation about where Bluebeam is going with their new SaaS model.
Correct. So Jill has a really good question. And this is a question that we've been kind of battling with. If a new license is needed, is it better to buy now with maintenance or wait till the new one, which is better price-wise? That's a tough call. I don't think we've come to a consensus. I think it's a wash either way. Probably.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh.
If you get on active maintenance right now and purchase your license, it's not a wash. You will be better off in the future when Review 21 gets released.
Okay. Jolie, what do you say? Let's be the tiebreaker here. So Jolie has joined us. She is our Bluebeam CSR, so our customer success rep. She's joined us on an episode or two before, and by golly, we got to get you back on here real soon. I mean, we could put you on right now and just give you no warning, but if you have a Bluebeam renewal or anything like that, you might end up talking to her at some point, and she's getting up to ninja status real quick. Okay, so another question. What is the policy on older licenses without maintenance as far as the upgrade goes? So yeah, you have to pay the upgrade. So you pay to upgrade to Review 20, and then you add maintenance. So it's not a free thing. But once you have active maintenance, when 21 comes out, you just download it and you use it, right? You don't have to pay for those upgrades down the road. That's the beauty of maintenance. So,
or you can wait to get into 21. It's whenever you all want to implement Review 21. If you're on active maintenance, you're going to be in the best shape for rolling into subscription portion of Review and other features that come along with that subscription package, which is going to be the additional part, right? So you used to, when you're paying for maintenance right now with Review, you just own Review, right? And you get access to drawings. Now with our new subscription package, with Bluebeam's new subscription package, you'll get introduced to other things, which would be along with your payment of Review.
Right. And Terry, thank you for clarifying your question, because I didn't exactly say that and I should have. When you upgrade, so let's say you're going from 18 to 20, you're not paying the full price, right? There is a promotion essentially.
There's an upgrade cost.
There's an upgrade cost.
Yeah, there's an upgrade cost per version. There used to have to be a cross grade if you wanted to go from Review standard to extreme. Yeah. Right now, you're just paying the upgrade cost, which is great. You pay the upgrade cost, you pay the maintenance for the year, which is different per license. As we can see here, the cost per license is. But there's a new, so that you pay the maintenance, that's going to put you in the best shape, future thought of where Bluebeam is going with their subscription portion. So they are strongly suggesting, and we are strongly suggesting, that you be on active maintenance if you own a license of Review or purchasing any new licenses.
Correct. There will not be active maintenance in the future. This is going to subscription. You're just going to pay one price all year to get access to Review at, depending on what tier you want. But if you're an Autodesk user and you've dealt with Autodesk licensing, look what they did when they made that subscription, that change from perpetual to subscription. And I won't go any farther than that.
So Jill asks, will active maintenance be mandatory, me, in the future?
It's a subscription, so it's the same.
It won't be maintenance anymore. That's what they called it. It'll be subscription. And if we can take note of end of life for 19 and below, Bluebeam's becoming a full SaaS-based company. They're not going to want to keep selling perpetual licenses. So we may take note that Review 20 may have the same, like from a thought perspective, right? They haven't announced anything. Jason and I thinking more in the future, right? Is Review 20 going to still be offered at any point? Well, if you're a SaaS-based company, you're going to probably, would you agree?
Yeah. And there's a reason. There's a big reason for this. So let's back up and talk about software as a whole. If I'm using Review 14 and I'm fine with it, it works fine, but it's got bugs in it. It's got crashes. It's not super stable. It's not super fast, whatever, but I'm using that. I'm not getting the full experience out of Bluebeam. Full stop, right? I don't have half the tools I need. I don't have good stuff. So I'm not a champion of Bluebeam, right? I have it. It works fine. It's like pulling up an iPhone 4. It's okay.
with an old outdated iOS, or like opening up an old laptop with an old Windows, right?
Oh, I tell you. And people are out there, they love it. That's fine. That's what they're used to. That's just not where tech is anymore, right? If you're on 20 with active maintenance and you get this new subscription thing, you're getting the latest and greatest. There's no dents, there's no dings. You're getting the new stuff. It performs as it should, as they want to be represented.
Yep.
I think that's the bigger part of it. And that's with every software, Adobe, Autodesk, Bluebeam, all the other subscription things out there. Heck, Netflix. What if your Netflix subscription didn't add anything new? Wouldn't that make you kind of sad? It's the same type of thing.
But you're not just getting review anymore. Let's just be clear and concise about that too, right? Because it's not just review you're paying for in your subscription. You are getting other things with it. And trust me, this new app that you're going to be able to use out in the field, URL-based, web-based, is going to be a game changer for all of you. Review is not going to be limited by install per location, right? So you can install review wherever you like. You're signing in to activate your features in review. So another question was, how does this impact your enterprise licensing? Are we talking about, and that was a question from Terry, are we talking about where is enterprise licensing going? The impact of cost, once we know more of the cost breakdown, Jason and I will be more than happy to talk with you about this. We could talk about it offline as well. But there is going to be a management portal for the single sign-on licenses for Review 21.
Yep. Because it will be necessary.
Yep.
Right. There's a question, when will the prices be released? I'll say within a month. I cannot say them today. And I will say this. I've put this big old scary story out there about upgrading and getting to maintenance. And you're looking at this and you're like, oh, this is a lot of money. Don't hit this button. That's all I'm going to say. Don't hit that button.
Contact us.
Contact us. We'll guide you in the right spot.
Yep.
So we talked about end of life. We talked about stuff. So why did we do all this? Because we're still going to talk about forms today. And forms, again, extreme only today, not extreme in a month. So this is information you will be excited to know. Ooh, DJ CJ asking the hard questions.
I think that was more to us, but yeah.
I know it is. Not yet, but we could have it ready by the
yes. There you go. I was about to type it out.
All right. So let's play with some forms, shall we? Enough of this stuff. So how's that for a tease?
So forms will still be a feature in Review 21, correct?
Yep. Absolutely. Because forms are pretty darn cool, honestly. I wonder if I've messed this up already. I've totally messed this one up already. Can I?
That's a nice RFI form. Where'd you get that from?
From BG Construction. Just kidding. This one comes with Bluebeam.
Does it?
I wonder if it's a real, I mean, it's a fake phone number. I wonder if it's a real address. There we go. Signatures is not there. Where is
if you go to forms, you should see it in forms.
Where's my forms?
Nope. Right.
It wasn't activated. Where'd it go? Right here. Yeah.
You had it up.
Hey, come here.
Yep.
My coffee is
depleted.
Let's get into that. All right. So we're back to this. I have a blank sheet. I'm going to show you the coolest trick from Revu Extreme, and that is automatic form field creation. Why does this matter? Well, if you're going to make a form today, you come up to document, right? I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to be super rusty. We go to tools, form, and then we can go to text box, radio box, checkbox. We have all these options.
Now, this is to create forms, right?
Right. To create a form.
If I'm sent a form, it doesn't matter which version or which future version I get for Review 21, because I will still be able to fill it out, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to play the person that knows nothing with my questions today.
So currently, I shouldn't even say currently. If you have Revu Extreme, you can create text boxes and radio boxes. And you can also hit automatically create form field. Let's say the automatic create wasn't there, right? If you're using Adobe or some other PDF thing that can do forms, you're going to create a text box, right? You draw your little box, and then you have to populate it. I'll open up my properties. AutoCAD habits die hard. with my right click, I can set things up, set up my fonts, deal with all this stuff. And then I got to repeat that process for the next form and the next box and the next one. Instead, I can come up to the magic button, tools, form, automatically create form fields, and watch what happens. Okay, ready? Let's take a look again. I've got no rabbit in the hat. And then I'm going to go over to forms. There's nothing hiding here. And then I'm going to leave that open. I'll go to tools, forms, and automatically create form fields. Presto changeo. Look at that. Now it's already configured. It automatically saw those lines and it figured that was an import space, or input space rather. Now I can type in today's date, RFI number, description. All this is set up, and it even read the word signature and put a signature there. All right.
There's a question. Is it worth renaming, reordering, or organizing the automatic form fields? So the form fields that automatically produced, is it worth renaming, reorganizing any of them?
Yes, right? Because you can see here, I've got references. I've got 2 lines. Location limits, like it's pulling that text automatically. That's using that OCR engine that's in Extreme, and it's pulling it. If it doesn't find the name, right? It might not find it because the font isn't true type, or it's got some other issues, or it's got a line through it or whatever. If it doesn't automatically pull these, it's totally worth renaming these, right? Right click, rename. You can just put date, date of RFI, not today's date, right? That matters a little. Let's add a little bit more clarity.
I guess the naming, the only reason why I would probably care about the naming and the way these are shown is if I'm exporting the data, because then it's going to have the title with them, right? Yes. What would be the other reason besides just seeing them there?
I don't know. Oh, does it matter to the end user? Yes and no. It depends on what you're going to do with the forms, right? And we'll get to this. What can I do with all this data once it's input, right? So now I've got this form. I can save it. I can send it to Michael to fill out. Ooh, let's do that. I'm going to send this to you, Michael, to fill out. I'm going to do a save as because I don't want to overdo this one.
Send it to me.
Save as. I'll throw this on my good old desktop. We'll call this Michael's form. Oh,
all righty, let's go.
Okay, here we go. So you fire this up. Now, if I want to send this to you, what's the best way to do it? File, email template. Please review.
I guess, or in a studio project or session.
Yeah, I could do that too.
But if you have 2019 and below, come 2023, you won't be able to do this.
Oh, where is it? Oh, got hidden in my windows. Come here. It's so touchy. Oh, come on now. Settle down. Okay, look at that.
Why is yours a dark interface?
Because I like my
Outlook.
Like my coffee. I like dark theme for everything. Boom. Review markups. That was in my email template. It automatically grabbed my file. I've already put this a part of my template. It's not working hours because it's early for Michael, but I'll just hit send anyway. So in a couple seconds.
I'm not working.
You're not working. MCRs never work anymore. It's fun. We get to spend time with our friends.
Yeah. Okay. So I have it open.
You have it open. All right. I'm going to stop my share. Ta-da. You can start your share, and there's that same form. So what do you see on your end? If you go to the forms,
I'm probably going to see the same thing.
It's on the left side for you. Date of RFI. Remember, that's the one that I changed. All the other fields are there. And since you're in Extreme, you're able to edit those. If you were in Standard currently or CAD, you wouldn't be able to do much with them except fill them out.
Yep.
So Terry's got a comment. Sometimes the field overlaps the underline, so you have to nudge the field up. Yes, that is a very, very good point. As I mentioned, if you're not in Extreme currently, you can't nudge it up. You're stuck with whatever that form was created for you. So if you're in Extreme currently for another month,
and someone didn't create it correctly, right?
Yep. If someone didn't take the time to name things right and line things up, you're kind of out of luck. You're going to have to deal with what was given to you. So fair warning. Okay. So you can start populating this however you like.
Oops. Make sure you're out of the forms. Then we can go and type. So today's date is 06/07/2022. Tab RFI number
1234, isn't it? It's got to be
from
to DJ CJ. Information requested. Please send us all the pictures from your upcoming vacation.
Anyone else do that where they hold shift and their second letter is always capitalized sometimes?
Yeah, my ring finger is lazy, I think.
Please send
all the time. See, when you start thinking about it, it will happen more often. I love it.
And there's a double space. There we go.
You are not alone. Tehe, yeah. Pictures, fun, sand sledding. Feature needs to be added to autocorrect. Oh man, I tell you, I can't live without autocorrect anymore. I'm so kind of mad that AutoCAD added autocorrect because for 20 plus years, I was having a rough time. And I even took some of my commonly misspelled words in AutoCAD and I would change the command to read the misspelled word. But now there's autocorrect and it knows better.
For those of us that haven't used digital signatures, we did a MCR on this. You can go through and create your own digital signature. You sign in with your password. You can do a custom wet stamp signature, whatever you want to do. This one was just from the pen in review, but you could sign something and scan it and then bring it in. It's kind of up to you, or you can use the standard text, which is the digital version of it, or anything custom that you've created. I need to save this somewhere to my desktop. Thank you. And it's itty bitty. So this is dependent on how large your field is for signature. So just be aware whenever you're creating signature fields, this is dependent on that.
Fair warning. So you could still fill that out after you did the signature.
Yes.
Interesting. Sometimes that's not the case. Allegedly. And I need Squirrely Dan to pop up on the screen and say allegedly. I can't be the only Letterkenny fan on the call today. Please, someone fix this. All right. We think. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All right. We talked about filling the forms, and then what do you do with that? Right? We've done some other forms with quantities and other values. What happens in the markups list now that you've filled out that form? Nothing is there. So how do we export?
No data.
There's no markups to export. We want to do something better. Look at that. Form, import and export data, or merge data. I forgot what
export.
merge data is.
Merge is bringing it from one to the next, right? So let's go to desktop. This is going to be a CSV file because I don't know, FDF. We looked at what an FDF was, but I forgot what it was. We'll just do CSV.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't open it.
Good old Excel. Doug's favorite favorite program.
I saved it to my desktop, didn't I? Oh, a date modified. Huh.
And of course, if you want to see Doug talk about Excel and Bluebeam, and you want to see Michael and I talk about some other stuff too,
And you want to meet DJ CJ?
You want to
another one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's out now. DJ CJ is coming with us. We're going to San Diego in August, and we want you all to come party with us. And by party, I mean have a cup of coffee and shake hands or something. Just kidding. We're totally going to party there too. So August 23rd and 24th, San Diego. Bluebeam
You want to get
Extreme
some swag
Conference.
probably too.
It's going to be awesome.
Interrupted you, of course, as always, Jason.
Swag? Oh, there's going to be plenty of swag, I think. I don't know if it's from ATG or from Bluebeam, or I mean, I still got my Bluebeam socks and my T-shirt and my.
I never got any
from XCon anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
So upset. But okay, so here's our exports. We have the title of the file. We have the date, the RFI number, who it's from, who it's to, and all this information, right? So this would probably be when Beth was asking, there is no benefit per se to the end user, but there's benefit for you if you're going to export this data, right?
Yep, because notice all of those headers that we put in, or all those categories or names that we gave those form fields are now populated in the CSV file.
Correct.
Beth says she doesn't think she's going to be making it. So we're going to be calling your boss today. We're going to ask for you.
I'm assuming it's probably because it's so close to AU.
To AU?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got a big AU speaker there as well. I don't know. They're both going to be fun, though.
Yep.
Different parts of the country.
I would definitely rather be in San Diego than
New Orleans in September.
In September. Yeah. But hey, it's going to be fun either way.
Oh, Beth hitting the hard notes. So this is a conversation. Side note, squirrel. Here we go. Review, like Wu-Tang, is for everybody, right? It doesn't matter if you're a Revit user, architect, engineer, admin staff, finance professional. If you deal with PDFs, which is everybody, Review can help you in some way, shape, or form. You might not use the measuring tools. You might not use the markups. But together, it's a more cohesive program, right? So it's something everybody should be using, especially when the alternatives can't do what this can do, right?
Yeah. This is built for our industry and everyone else as well. So admin use, right? Because I know there's folks that always ask about the admin end. Well, they're using, Acrobat for that. Adobe's great at creating design suites for renderings, Photoshop, all of that stuff, right? That's not what Review is competing with. Acrobat is kind of like their stepchild, was it their original creation?
I want to say it is. That's my first exposure to them.
Yeah. And then Review being built specifically with new solutions baked into this Review 21 is going to be blowing everything out of the water. So it is built for everybody, regardless of what you use it for, as long as it's a PDF extension, right? So if anyone's using a portable document format, you should be using Review to manage it.
Correct. And she's going to make your IT person's life so much easier too, right? Oh, right now this group uses this one, and this group uses this one, this group uses that one. Give everybody Review, and then especially if you are in that enterprise thing now, where you are managing who's got standard, CAD, and Extreme, eventually you'll be able to manage who has which subscription model. You don't have to change installs.
Nope.
One software, one platform, you just change the ID, boom, you're done. It's going to be incredible. IT people are just going to flip out.
Yeah, versus trying to have a spreadsheet of where it was. Unless they had Enterprise. Enterprise definitely helped them transition from there. but the ability to have a URL that you can log into to do light markups anywhere, anytime. And we'll have to look back on the Android thing, but I'm pretty sure you just have to log into whatever their browser is. I don't know what they use on Android. I haven't had an Android forever, but iPhone will have an app. I know that for a fact because they do say that as well. So,
yeah, it'll be fantastic. Now, that said, we are a Bluebeam Platinum partner. If you don't know where your versions are, this happens all the time too. I know we've got versions in this office and that version in that office. We don't know what we have. Get a hold of our people. We can help you locate your serial numbers and figure out exactly how many licenses you have and how many are in use. If you don't have enterprise, you have to do something like that. If you have enterprise, pull up your enterprise portal. You can see what you have and see when it's been used.
Doug, I wouldn't suspect that things are going to change. Would you? My question is going to be to Mr. Artley for unknown reasons. Why I would be asking him his thoughts about Review 21 is: do you think it's going to change for exports?
No.
Okay.
I think you'll be just fine.
So if he were to pick up Review 21 prior, he would still be able to have the same workflow, correct?
Yeah. I think a lot of the interface and stuff will stay similar. I think the new changes are going to be on the cloud side, web-based stuff,
which is called Bluebeam Cloud.
Yep. Yeah. Bluebeam Cloud and then Bluebeam Review Desktop.
Oh, look at those.
So that's how we're going to start trying to associate Review Desktop, Bluebeam Cloud. So down here on the ground, on the desk, up here in the cloud.
Yeah. Great.
Ooh, the iPad app. It is oh boy, the question about when will the iPad app be updated. In that end of life thing that we talked about earlier, it did say that no changes were coming for Bluebeam for iPad. So technically, you won't need to use the iPad app anymore because it will be a web-based cloud functionality. You'll just pull up Safari and have all your good stuff, right? So your $10 license, you might want to think about not crying about losing that.
Yeah, you also get Bluebeam Cloud, which allows for things in it. I don't know, are we allowed to say what they're going to be using it for? But I would take a look at Bluebeam Cloud. That the app is going to be extremely helpful in the construction industry and also for coordination between the design firms and the con team.
Exactly. So there will be some changes, but it's all for the better, right? Nothing I've seen in things that I can talk about and things that I can't talk about has been like, oh no. Everything's really, really exciting. Not just for us here at Morning Coffee Brew being able to talk about it, but we use this stuff all day long ourselves, right? And we're very excited about what this is going to do for everybody. So now's the time. Talk to your IT folks. Get them ramped up.
A question from Jeremy: will I be able to sign into multiple devices, or will it require me to sign out of an account before logging into a new device? We don't know what it's going to look like for the single sign-on, but I'm pretty sure they don't want to have you on multiple active devices. We don't know if it's going to follow suit with other single sign-ons where it says, hey, you're logged in at X, Y, and Z. Do you want me to sign out and sign in here? We don't know how that's going to work, but I would assume, well, let's not assume. We don't know what it's going to look like.
Yeah, that's something I haven't seen yet, but single sign-on usually means single sign-on, at least in my experience. Oh, that's not entirely true, because I can be signed into Zoom on my phone and my desktop. So maybe my single sign-on knowledge isn't as deep as
maybe it'll work
say
for,
I want.
Yeah, maybe it'll work for cloud, but not Review desktop.
Yeah, there we go. Which would be totally fine. Yeah, honestly.
We don't know. Once it's released and we are using it, we will show everyone here and we will test it out live like we like to do and try to not break things per se, but push the limits.
Yeah. Because we hopefully in that new version, there's still that make a suggestion or report an issue. Those buttons work. They're pretty handy.
What else? Any other questions? Okay.
No more. As Doug says, we just need to get people used to it. Yeah, exactly.
After export, you also have the option of going back and looking at some of the other tools under forms. So you do have the option to import data back in if you ever needed to as well. That's probably still has to be that FDF formatting as you go through and check out your forms. The other item I do like to talk about, it's the JavaScripting. So you do have the JavaScripting window below down here. It's a panel.
If you're an Extreme.
If you're an Extreme only. And I don't have the cool window up that says something about the other versions, future thought, but you also have JavaScripting here. And I think we did this last week or the week before on custom stamps. This is what you would use for getting into your stamp JavaScript code if you're going to create any of those items as well. You can also use JavaScripting for any of your form buttons. That way it can auto create some locations. I use this when we're going through and creating custom dashboards. So just be aware you can use this information as well when you're tying it into any PDFs. But that's the import export features that you have with those forms. And as you saw, Jason, earlier, when I saved this, you actually can't come in and modify them because it was signatured or signed, but you can still edit these. So it's not locked by the fields, but I can't go in and modify any of my form fields themselves. They're all great.
Go remove your signature.
Yeah. Nope.
Ta-da. So it is locked.
And then we can email it. So all we have to do is go through and grab the email or Control E, and I can email it back to Mr. Artley. Maybe it's not connecting.
Weird. My when I hit email, it was like locked behind all my windows, so I had to go find it.
Yeah. Mine's
weird.
Yeah.
Misbehaving.
It didn't pop up a window.
So you broke it? This is what we're talking about.
Well, hold on. Let me open up this again.
Oh, something's flashing, but
it's probably the instance of review.
Could be.
Let's do save.
So question out there for you, MCR community. You ever use that email button? It's pretty slick. Doug always uses it. Be like Doug. I used it the other day, and then the day after I forgot about it. And I'm like, man, why? I caught myself not using it, and I felt like an idiot.
So it must have been the instance of review, because now it works. So I can email it back to you.
Cool. So I'll be standing by. I'm going to close what I have, and I'm curious to see what shows up. What I should do is import it, right? Hey, I just got a notification. I got a new email. Ta-da. I'll put this over here, and then I'll open it up, and then I'll share my screen. Oh, I don't want to dismiss that yet. Come on, Zoom, where are you at? Share screen. All right. I got the email. I opened the file, and it's telling me the file you are opening contains digital signatures. Would you like to open the signatures tab to view the status of the signatures? Yes, let's figure out what this means. The status, Rev 1 signed by Michael Chave. This squiggle means nothing to me. Signature invalid, document altered. What? What does this say? Remember, Michael made changes to this after he signed it. So that signature has a little line on it. Certificate information. This CA root certificate is not trusted. Oh, this is something I need to install?
I don't have any certificates installed either, but yeah, if you want to have certificates path to it, you can.
I don't fully understand certificates. Does anybody have a, I know we talk about like different, not jurisdictions, requirements, certifications. There's a Windows one and there's some ISO or some other international certificate board. I don't know.
I don't use them, so I can fully say I digress. But hopefully, some users, if they wanted to go through and look and ask us or have used this before, let's have them on, right? So
yeah,
let us know.
That could be a good future MCR topic.
I don't like those new icons in Windows 11.
I don't like Windows 11 at all.
I'm so glad I don't have it installed.
I'm gonna tell somebody you're gonna have to install it. The hardest part has been the right click. Oh man,
does it not work?
No, there's a way to set it back up, because right now, if I
what it used to be, or what is it like? What is it now?
Let's see if I can. Let me shrink my window a little bit so I'm not showing stuff on my desktop. But if I right click, copy paste is all gone.
Oh, because right? Control C, Control V then?
No, it's down here. That's copy.
Oh.
So you got to go to show more options. Then you can get to the old one. Right. So that right click menu is totally different. And I'm getting better at using the icons. And there is some sort of like registry tweak that you can do to change the right click menu, but like it's been the same.
But if we take a note, we're kind of being devil's advocate here, Jason Arley, because we're talking about new licenses and stuff, and we're trying to get back to our old ways of Windows. I think
we like it the old way, right? So we're totally being hypocritical a little bit, but like I said, I'm trying to use it. There's a learning process. It does run pretty smooth, and it's been pretty darn stable.
Yeah.
It just tried to look like Mac, and Mac is still better. I said what I said.
Yeah, I know. And that's like when it comes down to mobile devices and using the iOS version of this new thing called Bluebeam Cloud, it's going to be game changing for all of us iOS users. I have it on my iPhone right now. Come July, I almost said the date. Come July something,
2022.
We'll be able to download it.
Yeah.
As long as we're on active maintenance, we can download it and use it.
Look at all this information. Signature invalid, document altered, document has been updated since signed, signing time is from the clock on signer's computer. So some of you that are a few hours behind us or several hours ahead of us, this would be kind of interesting.
Yep. And once we know information, by the way, kind of segueing squirrel from what Jason's talking about, once we know more information, and we're allowed to speak on prices and where Bluebeam is going, we will, of course, let you all know. Just like Jason's good old Google search found some stuff. So we talked about it. And again, if you want to have any off live chat about where they are going, set up a call. If you are repped with us, hopefully you are, right? We can have a conversation as well around it.
All right. So we didn't, going back out of the rabbit hole, going back to talk about forms. We showed you how to automatically create them. We adjusted some things. We did the signatures. Any questions out there on YouTube land or in Zoom land about forms or anything else Bluebeam related at all? We got about 5 minutes left. There was a couple things I wanted to mention. This guy. this reset button, but I have to sort of start over. So I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah,
and
will it
do
reset a locked?
Oh, it shouldn't. It shouldn't.
Test it. It did, but it still says it's broken, so it's fine.
Right, but hold up. It's still signed.
Yep.
Please.
But it says it's broken though, right? So
$1 billion right
I usually say
now.
doll hairs, but yeah.
And then you signed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just print this out and make a new PDF, and then you've authorized me becoming a billionaire. And then we're really going to party in San Diego.
Yeah. And unfortunately, sometimes review is too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those instances.
Yeah, it really is.
I would lock the PDF before I send it.
Yeah, lock the PDF. Well, let's talk about that real quick. Document security.
Random question over the ear headphones.
So
Rex. Well,
this comes up quite a lot actually in calls, like, oh, look at those microphones and look at those headphones. We're using the Shure Podcaster bundle essentially. So it's a Shure MB7 microphone with the SRH440 headphones, and they're great, but the ear pads,
the pads, really, yeah,
we replaced them. We both got aftermarket ones off of that other billionaire's website,
and they're lovely now.
They're fantastic. So it was like an extra $20 on top of the headphones. So these have been outstanding for music, for calls. I can wear them all day with these new pads. The old pads,
with the new pads. I think it was the issue with the pads, because I was always complaining to Jason, I'm like, doing 8-hour trainings, like my ear hurts. So for me, it's always hard to find over the ear headphones because my ears are so big. Like when you meet me in person, you'll be like, dang, yeah, Michael does have some big ears. But it's hard to find cups that are large enough to not press against them. So for me, I'm always very cautious at what over the ear headphones I get. Traditionally, I use AirPods, but if I'm going to have something like this was actually, I was using my gaming headset before, which were Astros, and those were the only ones that fit completely over my ears too. But this one, definitely with the new, because I was definitely complaining to Jason like every day, man, my ears,
they were toasty too. They were pretty warm.
But the new pads are like $20 to get the new pads.
So if you have headphones that you like the sound of currently, and you don't want to spend, $120 to replicate what we've got here, or more, because headphones is a whole other deep audiophile rabbit hole that will suck your money away so quick. I forgot what brand it was, the ear pads we got. They make them for all types of different models. So you could bring some new life into your old headphones too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I've got Sennheiser stuff before, which is pretty nice. Even the entry-level Sennheiser has been good. I've got some Beats noise canceling ones that I really, really like, but those get toasty.
Yeah, one of my buddy uses Skull Candy's wireless version, but I don't think they make them anymore, the version that he had.
Who knows? Anybody else got any random things? Because today's been a good day for squirrels. So we'll get back at it. I don't remember what we're going to talk about next week, so I don't really have a teaser for you.
I don't know, but we should definitely revisit this before the release date with an actual production of us announcing that we're going to be talking about this.
Yeah,
we didn't do that this time. It was more off topic, which is great. So for those attendees that are regulars, you got something additionally special today, with a little bit of a forward teaser for you all moving onward to review 21. And again, as always, Jason and I thank you for attending all the time, or if you're new, welcome. We are here every Tuesday. It is like a podcast where we talk about random things if you're here 15 minutes early. So if you want to learn something personal about Jason or myself, feel free to jump in, or even DJ CJ, who you may or may not see at XCon if you are going out there. What else, Jason?
Yeah, and if you need some good talking points about why you should be able to go to XCon, we'll help come up with that too.
Yes.
So we hope to see you there. If not in August, we will see you next Tuesday. And David has to just twist the knife. Why don't you? That Super Mega Ultra is not the name of the new version of Revu. And with that, we'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week.